We have a wonderful evening's entertainment lined up for you.
The 23.
Hey, what's up you guys? This is Steffi, aka In My Humble Opinion, and welcome back to another IMHO Film Club movie review. So, in today's movie review, I'm going to be talking about the new Netflix original movie entitled Always Be My Maybe. So, Always Be My Maybe stars Ali Wong, Randall Park, James Sato, Michelle Buteau, really sorry if I butchered that, Vivian Bang, and Keanu Reeves. The movie was directed by, again, sorry if I'm about to butcher this, SNAPHCHAT Khan, and it was also written by Ali Wong, Randall Park, and Michael Galanko. So Always Be My Maybe is centered on Marcus Kim and Sasha Tran, played by Randall Park and Ali Wong. They are two childhood besties and neighbors who grew up in the Bay Area. After a very tragic life event and just life and time in general, Marcus and Sasha's lives have gone in two completely different directions. After many years have passed, Sasha finds her way back to San Francisco, and the former childhood besties unexpectedly find a new opportunity to reconnect after so many years apart, and eventually find themselves falling in love with one another. So as in all my movie reviews, I'm going to be talking about the pros, the cons, and then I'm going to give my overall rating at the very end, so here we go. Alright, so the pros. Pro number one for me is the Bay Area as kind of an unofficial character of the movie. Aside from the typical San Francisco shots that a movie usually gets of the Golden Bridge and the trolleys, this movie specifically does a very good job representing the Asian American Bay Area culture. Now, preface, I am Asian, but I am not from the Bay Area. However, I do know a couple of Asian Americans from the Bay Area, and they really uphold that very specific Asian American culture that is present in the Bay Area. And I feel like this movie was able to really do a good job with portraying that subset culture. For instance, the movie utilizes a lot of 90s R&B hip-hop. There's different scenes throughout the film where they show the characters in these like very underground artsy places, like the dive bar that Marcus's band frequently plays at, and also the food culture in the Bay Area as well, particularly among Asian Americans. Like, food culture in general is a thing with Asian people. My second pro of this movie is how essential food was to the main story. When we're first introduced to Sasha's character, she gets an invite to go to Marcus's house, which is next door. And when she arrives at his house, Marcus's mom starts teaching Sasha how to make this traditional Korean dish. Then we later learn that Sasha eventually grows up to become a professional chef. And not only that, but spoiler alert, the movie ends with this very like touching, tear-inducing moment where Sasha brings Marcus to her new restaurant that she's opening, and it is largely inspired by the dishes and her experiences with Marcus's mom of learning how to make these home-cooked style Asian dishes. Yeah, I cried during that moment in the movie. I don't know if you did. Let me know in the comment section below, but that was great. Additionally, I think the movie makes a really interesting point with showing how the food experience relates to one's class. You see Marcus and Sasha eating at different food restaurants throughout the movie, and there's one moment where Marcus and Sasha go to a very upscale restaurant and the food is very trendy and it's all about like reinventing traditional dishes. And then Marcus and Sasha also go to this like very low-key dim sum place where Sasha initially kind of writes the place off as, oh, I thought their food wasn't very good here, but then when she starts eating the food again, she's like, oh wait, this food is actually really good. And the food that they serve there is more traditional and quote-unquote authentic. So I think it's interesting to see how they portray those two very different food eating experiences in this movie. And in general, I just love the wide variety of Asian cuisine that we see in the movie, from home-cooked Korean food to the dim sum they eat in the restaurant. I loved that the first food shot we get of this movie is young Sasha making spam for herself. That's very real. I've done that many a time. And also, the joke that literally had me dying in this movie was when Marcus's girlfriend tries to cook like this fabulous meal for Sasha and she uses Vienna sausages. I'm not quite sure if Vienna sausages is very specific to Asian culture, but oh my goodness, just the fact that this movie recognized Vienna sausages literally had me dying. My third pro of this movie is the fact that Marcus and Sasha's relationship was built on friendship. Right off the bat, the movie does a really great job with establishing Marcus and Sasha as childhood besties. I thought that the child actors that they had for the beginning were really, really great. And in terms of their love stories narrative, I just love the fact that you know that these two people started off as friends. And for me, that just adds more believability to their romance because first and foremost, you know, and you can just tell that these two people are genuine friends and they actually enjoy each other's company. It's not just this like very intense, passionate romance between two people. It's like a very genuine, real friendship. I think a large reason why they're able to successfully pull off the friendship and romantic relationship is because of the chemistry that Randall Park and Ali Wong have with one another. My fourth pro to this movie is the portrayal of Asian parents. For me, the portrayal of the Asian parents in this movie was so refreshing. Oftentimes, the way that Asian parents are portrayed in like movies and shows is you'll see the tiger moms, or you'll see that the parents are very overbearing and they're extremely strict and rigid. Usually they have a very hard time with showing love and outward affection towards their children. But in this movie, the Asian parents are different. For instance, Marcus's parents in this movie, oh my goodness, I just knew something bad was going to happen to Marcus's mom because I just loved her so much from what little time we spent with her. She's an artist, she paints a wide variety of things, which is, you know, again, off the beaten road. My favorite parent of this movie was Marcus's dad. I loved how chill he was. Like, he was the antithesis of what the Asian American parent stereotype is. He was so relaxed and chill, and he just let Marcus be. Marcus in this movie is, I believe he's like in his 30s, and he still lives at home with his dad, and he's in a band, and he smokes a lot of weed, and his dad knows that, but his dad doesn't necessarily like shame Marcus for the direction that his life took. He's just like, well, it is what it is. At the very end, he kind of like encourages Marcus, but it's never like this I'm ashamed that you're my son kind of moment that tends to be the case with Asian parents whose children are not high achieving. So loved that. I just loved that Marcus's dad just let him be, and Marcus and his dad have a healthy, friendly relationship. Marcus's dad, A+. Shout out to James Sato for doing a really, really great job in that role. Alright, and now the con. So I only really have one con about this movie, and that is I would have loved to have seen the storyline regarding Sasha and her relationship with her parents a bit fleshed out more. Especially for me, I feel like the movie did a much better job with showing Marcus's relationship with his parents, even though Marcus's mom does die within like the first 10 minutes of the film. And yes, maybe a large reason why that is because Sasha's parents weren't really present in her life during her childhood. But even though they show that story beat towards the end of the movie where Sasha's parents tell her, here's the receipt where we paid to have a meal at your restaurant, I feel like maybe we could have had one more additional story beat before that because it kind of felt a bit rushed towards the end. Alright, and my overall rating for this movie is an A-. Always Be My Baby is a very light, fun rom-com. I definitely enjoyed how culturally specific it was to the Bay Area Asian American experience and how that cultural specificity translated across different areas of production, from music, food, locations, and obviously casting. Like I said a long time ago during my Crazy Rich Asians review, I am totally here for more Asian American representation, especially when it comes to my rom-coms. And I could definitely see myself watching this movie again. And, you know, it doesn't hurt the fact that they literally played my favorite Mariah Carey song of all time at the very end. Yes. Alright, well that's about it for this video. If you liked it, please give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and please turn on the notification button down below so you know when a new video from me comes out. And comment down below your thoughts and definitely let me know what you thought was the funniest moment of the movie. For me, even though everyone is ranting and raving about the Keanu Reeves moment, for me, it was the Vienna sausages. So yeah, let me know what you thought was the funniest moment in this movie. And as always, everything I said was just my own personal thoughts and all of my humble opinion, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye!